I'm finding that I'm getting hungrier faster because of exercise. Do you suggest adding more protein or fat? If so, how much? Well, that kind of shows a lack of understanding with this program, or a person who hasn't read it or studied it. I don't know what, because we're teaching you a diet program that has adequate protein, adequate fat, and the calories might be modified for your needs based on exercise. But this program is ultimately focused on micronutrients, not macronutrients. You're confusing this with maybe something else you read. Or the facts are, as you're brainwashed into incorrect science to think that you're going to modulate your macronutrients. It's not going to help you in some way. More fat, more protein, less protein. This is ultimately eating less fat, less protein, and less carbohydrate. Right? The Americans eat too much fat, too much carbohydrate, and too much protein. The Nutritarian diet is fat adequate, protein adequate, and carbohydrate adequate. And there's a lot of different varying levels that are adequate. So as long as you're eating healthy food, it doesn't matter that much. What matters is that your diet is full of these health-promoting foods, and you're not overeating them, and you're chewing them very well. If you were pregnant and you required more protein, you require more calories. If you're a professional athlete, and you're requiring more protein, you require more calories. You're taking more calories, you get more protein. If I'm getting 35 to 40 grams of protein per 1,000 calories, and I need 2,000 calories, and if I need 3,000 instead of 2,000, I just took in an extra 50 grams of protein because I ate more food. So the exercise makes you get more food. But ultimately, you're overeating unless your body fat's below 25% for a female and below 15% for a male. And even that's plenty liberal enough for you, because my body fat at 69 years old is about 10%. So probably it's better to be below 13% for a female and below 23% for a female. I'm just accepting the 15% and 25% is good enough, because we know above 25% for a female, we start to see more inflammation, more higher levels of estrogen. We start to see disease, intraepithelial lymphocytes. The immune system, the gut is suppressed, and indigestion. So eating too much food just ages your body and destroys your immune system and your digestive capacity. You have to eat less food. And Americans are eating, I always say, half of what we eat feeds our needs, and the other half feeds the needs of our doctor. And that means that when we eat more calories than we need, it's the extra calories we didn't need that made us sick. So you're getting more hungrier than exercise, you just eat more food, more healthy food. And how do you add more protein and more fat? There's no such thing. Food, so in other words, green vegetables are high in protein, but they have protein and fat in them. Our nuts and seeds are high in protein, but they have fat and protein in them. And so everything is a mixture of everything's a mixture of fat, carbohydrate, and protein already. You're not isolating the protein or the fat. Anyway, let's go on to the next question. I'm on the 10 and 20 plan. I'm noticing there are some lunches and dinner without proteins, just beans or nuts, but have fat. No, that's not true. All food, even bananas, have protein. Beans or nuts are high in protein. True, but greens are high in protein as well. I know vegetables have some protein. Vegetables are mostly protein, not some protein, they're mostly protein. I'm wondering it's because I'm on a weight loss plan. Yes, if you're on a weight loss plan, we're giving you somewhat less beans and nuts because they're more of a moderate to high caloric density, and we're giving more vegetables which have a low caloric density. But you can adjust that for your individual needs. Don't forget, just to reiterate the simple concept here, is Americans get their fats from animal products and oils. A Nutritarian recognizes that both animal products and oils are lifespan shortening food. We get our fats from nuts and seeds, but we're using a moderate amount of those. I might be eating 2 to 3 ounces a day of nuts and seeds, but an overweight female might be only eating 1 ounce to 2 ounces, and mostly 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces is that's where we're in the range of, and I'm in the 2 to 3 ounce range. So we're modulating the higher calorie foods, but you don't have to worry about protein and fat by taking in almost any, because this diet is not without nuts and seeds. Even the lower calorie range, we're still giving you the nuts and seeds, giving you adequate fat and certainly adequate protein. It's a protein adequate plant-based diet. The only foods that are low in protein are fruits. And unless your diet is mostly fruits, you're going to have it's relatively high in protein, because we're not eating low protein carbohydrates like white flour and bread, and we're not putting oils on our food. It's the white flour and the oils that take the protein out of the diet. The minute you remove the white flour and the oil, and you have nuts and seeds as your source of fat, and beans as your source of carbohydrates, then you're having high protein diet.